I know. Well, come to the front because the front is where I'm at.
Yes, that's where the
Action is here in the front. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Um, Welcome to the fourth and final in the series of Creativity and Innovation Summits. Come on, let's do this. Let's make those folks out there wish they were in here. Okay. By the way, I don't think I've ever introduced myself, even though this is the fourth time. For all of you who don't know me, I am Denise Tasley. I teach business, management, and entrepreneurship here at Barstow Community College. And I also am an advisor with Joseph Williams to the Collegiate Entrepreneurship Organization. Yay! I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time. I do have some things to say at the end, but we don't want to take up these people's time too much. We want to give them some chances to be able to talk to you. We're going to start first with Miss Jen Pearson. Did I say that right? Yes, she is the owner of Back to Nature Preschool.
Hello, my name is Jennifer Pearson, and I am owner of Back to Nature Preschool. I was born and raised right here in Barstow, California, married to my high school sweetheart. I'm an avid rock climber, farmer, and community co-leader of our local 4-H club. I have two beautiful girls that I get the opportunity to homeschool while owning and running my preschool. My educational path was long, rough, and full of days that I truly just wanted to quit. I always felt there could be more to education, more to teaching, just more out there than shoving us all in one box. Then one day in high school, I got an amazing teacher, Miss Wilborn. She showed me that it was okay to learn differently. Education can be fun, and most importantly, unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing's gonna get better. It's not. It was at that point I decided my path was going to be different. I graduated from high school early and started classes right here at Barstow Community College the next month. It was here I met my second teacher that made a huge impact on my life, my career, and my business, Miss Nancy. Nancy taught me to never give up, do what's right, and it never hurts to ask a question. My time here at Barstow Community College was absolutely amazing. I always had help when I needed it. I always had support out there, and my counselors always made sure my classes were right and on track. I never felt lost or alone while obtaining my associate's degree in early childhood education. It was while attending Barstow Community College, I got my first real job as a preschool teacher with Miss Rochelle Emmerich. It was here that I gained classroom experience, hands-on knowledge that I could not have learned anywhere else. After gaining that knowledge, confidence, and experience, the idea of starting Back to Nature started forming. After working with Rochelle and two little ones later, I got one more job teaching that truly showed me that I needed to take that leap of faith and get Back to Nature up and running. At first, it seemed easy. I would put the word out there, get a couple kids, starting a preschool program, not a big deal. I learned right away that was not necessarily the case. I had one family that took a chance on me, and slowly but surely, I got more and more calls for people and families looking for education and preschool that was a bit outside of the box. To my surprise, Barstow really took to a preschool that was back to the basics with a very strong farming influence. I learned very fast that starting my own business was very challenging. I learned you needed good support and staffing. That is why I am thankful that I have found my assistant director, Miss Nisi, who is at the school right now holding down the fort while I am here. And she has been with me through the ups and the downs. Miss Nisi had all the key elements I was looking for. She was good with kids, trustworthy, dependable, a good worker. She knew how to chase chickens. She would hold a cow if we needed her to, put pigs back in the pens. And things that she didn't quite have, she was more than willing to work for. She came up to Barstow Community College, has taken early childhood units, and is almost done with her associate's degree. She has done workshops, trainings, all on her own time. That way she can gain the knowledge for our students and for our community. After 3 years of running the school out of a small bedroom in our home, we had officially outgrown that classroom and needed more space. At this point, we took another leap of faith and built an addition onto our home that is now our classroom. We, at this point, were able to house more students. This now is the turning point in Back to Nature. After running several years as a co-op status, we got a knock on our door. It was state licensing. Even though we had been in contact with them, letting them know where we were, they were on my doorstep asking and demanding for a state license. So at this point, what did we do? We got to work. We did what was needed. We fixed a couple of things that they wanted us to, submitted the proper paperwork that we needed. Within 30 days, we were back up and running. Within 60 days, we were once again able to add more children, and now we're up to servicing 24 families. Even though at the beginning, getting shut down, we thought it was the end of Back to Nature. It was actually the best thing for our school. We learned about state licensing laws. We learned about hard work. We learned about pulling together. We learned about how amazing the community is. And now we can help others that are looking into opening a daycare or a preschool. We got in contact with Child Care Resource Center, who took us under their wings, got us help, guidance, and support. They in turn got us in contact with Quality Start San Bernardino. They have been an absolute blessing to our school. We have got grants, supplies, trainings, and now we can proudly say we are one of the top rated at-home child cares in San Bernardino County. Our program is a bit different than other programs out there. We take education back to the ground roots of things. We rebuild a strong, solid foundation and our fun. That is the most important thing. There is so much that kids can learn from agriculture, cows, chickens, pigs. Those are all taught firsthand at our school. Our food cycle and where their food comes from, and how milk and eggs do not come from Stater Brothers, Walmart, Bonds. They don't really come from us where we buy them. We have a garden at the school where the kids get to plant a variety of fruits and vegetables that they in turn get to harvest and have for snack. They learn about our water cycle and what they can do to help save our earth. Our curriculum is one-off. It is catered to each individual child. We celebrate weird and wacky holidays like National Hot Dog Day, Ice Cream Day, and of course, Donut Day. Our mission at Back to Nature Prep aims to promote a unique hands-on learning experience for vibrant young minds. We view nature as our best tool for understanding the world around us. Thus, we utilize nature to promote success in the classroom, as well as success when their little feet hit the path of life. We are passionate about our children, and we care because, as Dr. Seuss so perfectly said it, unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing's going to get better. It's not. I want to thank Barstow Community College for allowing me to tell my story and helping me build my education and my business through the many programs that are offered here. I also want to thank all of you guys for showing up and taking the time to be here this morning. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that wonderful, wonderful introduction. So we would now like to take an opportunity for the rest of the panel to introduce themselves. So here we go.
I'm Rochelle Himmelrich, and I'm the director of Himmelrich Child Care. It's located on Rimrock Road, and we've been in business for about 35 years.
My name is Dawn Bracken, and I am the owner-operator of the Mega Credit Fix. We do more than just credit. We help secure your family, your finances, and your future. And I've been in this business for almost 2.5 years.
Just in time. My name is Justin, and I work with EC Barstow, the center here on Main Street. And what we do is we offer tutoring for children K through 12. We offer OSHA training, cell phone repair. There's Toastmasters there. There's foster classes. Just an opportunity, even classes for people who are entrepreneurs and want to start their own businesses. It's an opportunity to go down there and find out what you need to do to start a business. People like Paul Courtney, very successful, very nice guy, kind of took me in. Just will sit and talk with anybody in the community and help anybody who has a dream to do something, whether it's a small business, a big business. He'll help get the funding, he'll help get the word out, and he'll help create opportunities for you that probably wouldn't have been created otherwise. So I'm very thankful to be a part of that. So thank you.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Thomas Haddon. I'm the co-chair for Innovation, Incubation, and Training Centers here in the High Desert. We're basically looking to see how we can implement one of these or a couple of these up here in the region. I'm also an intrapreneur turned serial entrepreneur. I work with tech startups, I work with travel companies, and I work with universities, etc. So thank you for having me.
And now I understand it's the time for audience participation. So who has questions for our wonderful panel? So good.
My question is, how did you start with your business?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Okay. I actually started in my home. I started out as a family child care, and then I expanded to a child care center. And the difference is you're either living in the home or you're not. And she's living in her home. And my center. But I wanted to be with my children as well. And that was the one desire I wanted to do. And then it just progressed from there.
Curious that answer impact all of them. All of you
I got started in my business because I had less than perfect credit. And the light really came on when I had to move. And when I applied to rent a particular house, because my credit score was so low, I had the income, but because my credit score was low, the landlord wanted to charge me first, last, and a security deposit, which was a lot of money. Had my credit score been good, I wouldn't have had to pay all of those fees. And I knew somebody else that was in the business, and that's what made me get started. I started the journey of repairing my credit and increasing my score. And then I just wanted to serve other people and tell them, because a lot of us were not educated about credit and finances. And that's how I got started.
So after having worked within Marriott International for 16 years, I worked with global sales, and I've been in the meeting industry as well, involved for a long, long time. I found that I had a lot of knowledge and I wanted to share that. And also I had a lot of contacts. And I saw an opportunity, got an idea, and started a consulting company. While traveling around, speaking at international trade shows, I happened to meet people from my home country, which is Sweden, in case you wonder about my accent. I found a young team of developers, and they had started creating one of the first event apps. And they knew the technology. I had all the experience in the meeting industry, and 4 years later, we started the company together.
All right, some companies just, start out of anger, you know what I mean? I actually, I'm a mortgage company, and, I was supposed to get a $2,000 bonus, and I was so happy about this bonus. And I get this check, and it's only $200. And I'm like, well, where's the other $1,800? And they're like, we canceled bonuses for that month. I'm like, wow. So I took my little Corvette, I had this car, and I sold it. And I said, you know what? If they can do this, then I can do this too. And I took a little bit of money we had from selling this car, and we started this business, this mortgage company. And me and my friend Crystal, stand up, Crystal. And we went 3-4 months without making any money in the business, and we thought about quitting. And it got hard, you know. And when you start any kind of business, you always have those doubts, and you always gonna have those first hurdles, and that's kind of like the testing period of any business to see, because most businesses kind of fail in the first, because they run out of revenue, they run out of income. People, there's all different types of reasons for quitting, but I remember just wanting to quit, and I remember Crystal said, we can't quit. We have this why, we can do this, and I remember literally, that same year we made $90,000, and I literally was about to take a job at Cricket Wireless. I literally was about to take a job because we had no money for 4 months. We were eating ramen noodles, and then I was literally about to say, I can't do this. Maybe we can get a job at $35,000 a year job, at Cricket. And I was this close to doing it. And I'm so glad that I did, and I'm so glad she talked me out of that, because, when you start your own business, I think a lot of it's persistence, and a lot of it's just perseverance, having that ability, have that why. Why are you doing this? What's keeping you in that? So, and also having a good partner like Crystal to not let me quit on myself when I wanted to. Thank you.
I also wanted to share with you that another reason I went into the business, and I had no clue that I was going to stay in for this long, but I started taking classes in early childhood. I had my babies all at home, and they were very, very young. And when I went to college, I had been spending all my days, because I was doing family childcare, and I was spending all my days at home and then coming and taking classes at night. And I enrolled at a class here at Barstow College, and when I went in there, I saw that the class was canceled. So I was thinking, oh my goodness, I have a babysitter, I've got 3 kids at home, and I've got all this time, and now I just have to go home. Well, a girl came up to me and she said, Rochelle, where are you going? And I said, well, I was enrolling in a business class, but it was canceled. And so I'm gonna go collect my babies at the babysitter and go on home. Well, she said, well, why don't you take a class of early childhood? And I said, oh my goodness, I'm not going to go into education. I come from a family of 14 children, and I thought that was the furthest thing from my mind, was working with children. Lo and behold, I walked into that classroom, and if any of you guys know Clara McKinney, she's the one. She was teaching the class. I fell in love with her, and I just said, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I went in, and that's when I decided to finish my degree in early childhood. But more so, I just kept going, and wanting to get more education, going to conferences and so forth. But eventually I received my bachelor's and my master's in education, and oh my goodness, I just am so thankful for those times. But I'm going to tell you, it's because she believed in me, and she came to me and she said, Rochelle, I want you to teach at the high school level. And I said, oh my goodness, I can't teach at high school. Those are big kids. And she said, you can do it, you can do it. And she just kept pushing me. And she was right, I could do it, but I just was unsure of myself. And because of that, had someone having that much faith in me and knowing that is because of where I am today. And I'm so thankful because now I teach at Barstow College and I just totally love it. And I'm in the early childhood department where she was also. So that really means a lot too. But yes, I just love education.
So thank you, panel, very much. We are at the end of our panel time. So we're going to turn it back over to Professor Pasley.
Okay, this has been amazing event. I'm sorry that we got started late, but we're gonna have time for you guys to go and interact with the panel out in the area. But before we go, I wanted to say a couple things because this has been my first, this has been my love, and I'm so happy I got to do this. So I want to thank a couple of people. All right, so this isn't the Academy Awards, but okay. I got a lot of people to thank. I want to say that what I intended with this event was that I wanted everybody to walk away understanding that entrepreneurial skills are not in a box that belong in the business department. They belong in every single department here on this campus. If you're an artist, if you're a scientist, if you're whatever you are, you have to have these entrepreneurial skills. And you have to be able to think critically, you have to be able to write and speak well. You need all of these skills. So when you think about my Collegiate Entrepreneur Organization Club, don't think of it as a business club. Think of it as an entrepreneur club. You guys are someday gonna leave here if you haven't already done so, and you're gonna be out here with these guys, making this town great, building this town's economy, and we need you to stay here and do that. And we're here to do that, to help you get there. That's why Barstow College is here. I want to start by thanking Dr. Bagg, and Ms. Karen Kane, who have supported me through this whole event, 4 days of events, 4 Thursdays. Everybody can take a sigh of relief and say goodbye, Denise, see you next year. And I also want to thank my dean, and she came in just in time for me to thank my dean, Sandy Thomas, for also being wonderful support to me here. I want to thank Ms. Meadows and Ms. Calderon from Special Programs and what's the other one? Student Success and Equity, okay, who helped also. I want to thank Robbie Evans, who's out there in Further Inland, okay, who has been live streaming these every week. And believe me, the students out at the fort were happy that they were able to see these events for the last 4 years. And a couple of my students came a couple weeks ago and said, hey, why don't you do these things out there where we are? So, you know, those are things that we're trying to work on doing as well. I want to thank my creativity team, which many of them are probably at, conferences and whatnot, because this is springtime and teachers and stuff go to conferences a lot around this time of year. I want to thank Amanda Simpson, who is our public information officer, and she's the one that promotes these events around here. I want to thank the Alex out there with the food, because if it weren't for him, I probably couldn't get a lot of people here. I want to thank my faculty friends who supported me, that came up and helped me, like Elias, and directors and all this, everybody come around helping. I want to thank the entrepreneurs, every single one that showed up for the last 4 weeks, took time out of their day to come here and spend it with you students. And I appreciate them, and I know you do. And of course, I want to thank all of the students for showing up. And I have a special thanks to a couple groups of students. Number one is this cosmetology department. They showed up every single Thursday. Okay? They asked questions, they participated, and I see you, okay? I also want to thank my CEO club, okay? They were here every week, and they gave their time helping check people in. And of course, all the rest of you. I had to go around and grab people, but I know the ones that, they showed up. Thank you for coming. Thank you for participating. See you next year. Maybe only once, though. Next year. Okay, bye. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Go have lunch and network, okay?
A lot of what she